All right, boys. So keep doing your bad habits. Keep not showing up for yourself. Keep not respecting yourself. Keep not being disciplined as a man. Where's it going to get you? Probably nowhere. That's probably why you're watching this video, right? Somebody needs to tell you, bro. If you continue to do the things that you've done in the past, you're going to end up exactly where you are now, if not worse. Now, there is an exception to the rule. A lot of people, what they don't understand, right? They think of starting to improve. They think of starting to, get their life on track. But they still like to party. They still like to do some of their bad habits. And it's okay. You can do that sometimes. But only if you're still putting in the fucking work, bro. I'll give you an example, right? Say there's two kinds of people. Say there's Brandon and there's a fucking, who else knows? Okay, say Brandon wakes up and he goes straight to work for 4 hours of consistent productive work. Then he goes to the gym for 2 hours, and then he goes to the club all night long, wakes up, does it again, right? Some of you might think that's a bad habit. Why is he going to the club? Why is he drinking? Why is he partying? Now, wait. Now, on the other hand, you have a guy that wakes up. He goes and meditates for 2 hours. He goes to the gym for another 2 hours. He comes home. He takes another nap for 2 hours. Then he does a little bit of, half-assed work at night. And then he goes to sleep and he does it over again. Don't forget to throw in work in there, actually. Let's pretend this other guy's going to work for another 8 hours, okay? Now, even though I went to the fucking club and this guy didn't, and I was smoking and drinking at the club, definitely not smoking drugs, though. Like, I'm talking like hookah or some shit. And this guy didn't. Bro, at the end of the day, I got more work done. I did 4 hours of intense work with 100% productivity, while this guy was just fucking around and meditating and going to the gym for 2 hours. Yes, that's a good thing. But when did he actually sit down and fucking work on his own shit? He didn't, right? And that's the main point to the title of this video is you can still have bad habits. You can still do some of the bad things, right? Like smoke and drink. I'm sure you see all of these influencers that are at the top, bro. They're still smoking on the shisha. They're still drinking at the club. Sometimes they're just not overdoing it, right? But it's because they've earned that right. It's because they're doing the work. They've worked all day and now they're just going to fuck off a little bit and enjoy themselves. That's why they're working so hard. Now, obviously, this only works if you do. If you're going to put in the work, then you can enjoy some of it at the end, because you got to think about it this way. Like, it's pretty common sense, guys. You need to start understanding that 4 hours of work is equivalent to 4 hours of work, nothing else, and productivity as well. Because you can have somebody that looks like they're productive, that's always doing semi-productive things, right? If you look up the best morning routine of a millionaire, by the time this guy actually fucking sits down and works, it's been like 4 hours, right? Because he had to meditate, he had to go to the gym, he had to fucking, do some face serum shit, and then he sat down and work. Compared to the other guy that just gets up, washes his fucking face, and then sits down and starts working, bro. It's the same exact thing. Like, sometimes you need to evaluate the ROI, the return on your investment of like, okay, am I going to sit down and work and that's what's actually going to get me the results? Or am I going to fuck around and do all this productive shit? Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you need to start, throwing this common sense stuff together. There's another saying as well, like some people will go to the gym on a Saturday night for 2 hours and snap a picture or, think, oh my God, I'm out working everybody. Everybody's at the club while I'm over here at the gym. When in reality, people like me been going to the gym every fucking day of the week for 2.5 hours. And it just so happens to be that Saturday I'm going to the club while this guy thinks he's out working people because he's at the gym for 2 hours on one day out of the whole week. Right? That's when you got to start throwing shit together. Like, okay, who's actually putting in more time, more work, more effort into their craft or the gym or improving, and not just doing it at a certain time or making it think like they're working hard. And that's another thing that a lot of people do wrong is, bro, a lot of you motherfuckers out there, you like to talk the talk, but you don't like to walk the walk. And somebody has to tell you, because what you're doing is you're tricking your mind into thinking you're doing all this hard work. But I need you to take a step back and really evaluate, when is it that you're actually putting in the work? You know, what kind of mindset do you actually have when it comes to, doing a little more extra work, or, putting in a couple more hours into your craft? Like, do you only go to the gym when you feel like it? Do you, certain things like that? And this has nothing to do with the gym, right? I just use the gym because it's a nice example that most people can relate to because it's easy to understand. Are you doing a couple more reps in the gym, right? Like, do you, like I mentioned, do you go to the gym when you feel like shit, on the days where you don't feel like going, like stuff like that, right? You can't hype yourself up and talk the talk, and then when it comes to actually walking the walk, you don't walk. So it's a very important mindset shift to have. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, you don't have to be the perfect person with all these amazing habits and, this and that. Like, I'm sure you guys know, it's probably not the most stereotypical, but there's a couple of people that are very, 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 very rich, but have very, very, very bad habits. But the one thing they do is they get the work done no matter what. Like, I'm sure you know plenty of fat people that are rich, even though, their bad habits when it comes to eating and, not trying to stay disciplined to the gym, whatever, is not there. But when it comes to putting in the fucking work, these motherfuckers work, right? That's why they've gotten to that position. Most of the time, I'd say, 90% of the time, they weren't just handed things. They weren't given everything. It takes a lot of effort to maintain an empire and build an empire. So even if they were handed it, most of the time, they still are putting in a lot of work to just keeping this shit going. So it's an important thing to understand that, are you getting the work done or not? If you are, you have a little leeway on, doing this and doing that. Just make sure you get what's actually important done. Now, the other side to the equation is improving on your habits and improving on everything that's good and taking out everything that's bad. And that's what I've tried to do over the past 4 years. Try to delete all of the bad habits and improve on the good habits, because if you do both, meaning you get the important shit done and include all of the good habits and this and that, that will help you do that, you're just upping the productivity. And that's ultimately what you're looking to do. So the only reason I made this video is to show you that it's the most important to actually get the work done, not to do all of the fucking fake shit that makes it seem like you're getting the important shit done. But combining the two is what will help you the most. So hopefully you guys took some value from this conversation. Love you guys as always. Get to fucking work, and I'll see you in the next one, boys.